So again, these are things that I talked about with respect to the target. And I did say that the seller might have pushed for valuation, especially on its financial advisor, for an excess returns model. Next slide, please. Okay, so you have the current equity, which is 3.7 billion as of the end of 2013. The 2014 financial statements were not available yet. Second is the fact that return on equity was measured at 21%. And we assumed a cost of equity of about 12%, taking into account the riskiness of the enterprise and comparing that with the market risk as well. Now, the annual excess return that you'll see is this 21% less this 12, which is 9%, times your 3.7 billion, which is 333 million. Now, I performed a very, very rough back of the envelope calculation. And I said, this excess return of 333 million, let's just project that out into the future indefinitely. So it's like an annuity. So all I did was to take that 333 million and divide it by the cost of equity of 12%. In other words, I capitalized it as a present value of infinite stream of excess returns. And it came out to 2.8 billion. You take this 2.8 billion and then you add it back to this 3.7 billion and you get a hypothetical valuation. Again, I would like to stress, very hypothetical valuation of 6.5 billion. Now that translates into about 1.8 times book value or about 9 times earnings. If one considers the fact that the buyer has a PE multiple on a forward basis, meaning the price of their current share, common share, if you divide that by the forward 12 months of their earnings, the buyer has a PE ratio of about 17.9 times. If the buyer pays in cash, that means that this particular acquisition will result in an increase in its earnings per share. In the language of corporate finance, that means that it's accretive. So what can